With wars in Ukraine and in the Middle East, and with rising tensions over the EU's open borders policy, when leaders arrive in Brussels on Thursday, there'll be no shortage of topics up for discussion. Top of the agenda is support for Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky presented his long-awaited victory plan to lawmakers in Kyiv on Wednesday. The first point, he said, is an invitation to NATO now. Next, he'll bring it to Brussels as he tries to shore up help ahead of another brutal winter of war. But with Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orbán currently vetoing more than €6 billion in military aid, other leaders are in a standoff with Budapest.
We are convinced that you cannot win that war on the battlefield. Simply, you cannot.
A further multi-billion euro pledge from the G7 group of wealthy countries is also in doubt for similar reasons. The EU is hoping it can find a workaround on both.
We are almost there. We are almost there. I promise you that we will look and find a way. I cannot say that there is 100%, but almost.
So far, they have failed, but with Zelensky in attendance, the pressure will be on. There will be equal hope for movement on the Middle East. Following attacks on UN peacekeeping forces in Lebanon, EU countries are likely to reiterate that they have no intention of pulling back the Blue Berets, despite calls from Israel to do so. But the incidents are causing alarm. With further escalation and a growing humanitarian catastrophe both in Gaza and in Lebanon, many inside the parliament accuse it of not responding strongly enough.
When is the Council also finally going to take action on the regime of Netanyahu and make that explicit, instead of every time the vague words that we want a ceasefire? Yes, we want a ceasefire, but we need clear words. We need a credible European Union, and we don't have that at this moment.
Closer to home, though, and a storm is brewing over the future of Europe's borders, with more and more countries taking matters into their own hands, like Italy, whose centres in Albania received their first group of migrants on Wednesday. The EU is under pressure to change tack. Earlier this week, it opened the door to return hubs outside of the bloc, a move which has sparked condemnation from human rights groups. But as member states increasingly look for a solution beyond their borders, will the EU itself be forced to follow suit? After all, finding agreement on any topic in this place has never been easy. Victoria Innes, TRT World.